with you how I've managed to lose 50 pounds and I've gone from being overweight to now being extremely fit. I'm also going to be sharing with you all the struggles I've gone through over the past couple of years and also a bunch of tips that I've learned along the way. So hopefully you'll be able to take away something from this video in a positive way. But first, before I jump into how I've lost all my weight, I just gotta make it clear, I was always a chubby kid growing up and I've tried multiple times to lose weight throughout my life. Back then, I was also really self-conscious about the way I looked, and I've always had this goal of getting a six-pack. In 7th grade was when I started to lift weights, and then once 8th grade came around, that was when I decided it was finally time that I wanted to make a change. My birthday was right around the corner, and that was the time I saw advertisements for Insanity, and Shaun T was jacked, so I really was sold on what the program could offer. So I got Insanity for my birthday, and I was pumped. And I still got the jump mat to this day. So I became committed for the first time in my life to following a program, and I did this at the same time as my 8th grade football season. I had practice after school, and then I would come home, pop the CD in the CD player, and then get a workout in. And I did this for 60 days straight. I even took a photo on the first day that I started Insanity because I thought I was going to have this massive transformation. I worked my ass off during this time, and by the end of the 60 days, I got a little bit more athletic, but I looked the complete same and I didn't even bother to take a after photo. I was disappointed, but I knew that one day in the future that I would get back around to hopefully getting a six-pack again. This leads to tip number 1, which is you cannot out-exercise an unplanned diet. I found out the hard way that it doesn't matter how much work you put into working out, if you do not plan ahead for a proper diet, you will not reach your goals. Sorry. So over the course of the next couple of years, I managed to gain some weight, and by the time I was a junior, I weighed about 215 pounds. Then by the end of my junior year, I thought I have gained enough muscle over the years to where if I would go on a cut, that all I'd have to do is lose a little bit of fat and then my six-pack would show. So I started to watch what I ate and got down to about 195 pounds by the start of my senior year, but my abs were still not in. But I didn't let it bother me too much, where soon enough, spring rolled around and I thought I found the answer to my fat loss problem. I found keto and I was losing some weight, but then hit a plateau. This leads to tip number 2, which is that there are no magical diets that will ultimately help you get the body of your dreams. It doesn't matter if you do keto, carnivore, paleo, whatever diet is out there. If you do not account for calories, you will not lose weight. You need to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight, and diets like these can help put you in a calorie deficit, but they are not the end-all be-all or offer some sort of magical thing that goes on inside your body. So with all of that, I decided to go to college for a degree in nutrition because I wanted to learn more about nutrition, thinking it has to have a major part on being able to lose fat. Then in my first couple of weeks in college, I managed to gain 10 pounds in the first 2 weeks by going ham at the dining hall because it was all you can eat, where soon enough I would start bodybuilding, and I became committed to following my workout and also committed to eating a lot of pizza every single day. Then by December, I got up to my heaviest that I've ever weighed, which has been 220 pounds, and I thought it was all muscle, but boy oh boy, was I wrong. Then by the time spring rolled around, I somehow managed to stay at 220 pounds, but I had a bad breakup that ultimately had me taking a look at myself and made me realize that I needed to make a change. So once the semester ended, I decided to take what I have learned so far and go on a cut and start tracking my macros. I was committed to getting a six-pack again, where I would work all day in the summer doing landscaping work. I would come home, then go to the gym and do this 6 days a week. So by the end of summer, I was able to lose about 35 pounds in 4 months, going from about 220 pounds down to 185 pounds. And I was happy with my results, but I still wasn't 100% satisfied because I still had a little bit of fat left on me. This leads to tip number 3, which is counting your macros is a great way to account for your total calories and thus helping you put your body into a calorie deficit, which is consuming less calories in a day than you are burning. So with my sophomore year starting up right around the corner, I decided to not be as strict with my diet anymore and also let loose on the weekends.
Shit! Holy shit.
At the same time, still managing to stay 100% committed to following my workout program. It wasn't until the spring semester rolled around where I figured out that the party life wasn't for me if I really wanted to reach my goals of getting a six-pack. So I started working on myself and personal development, and then I came upon a program called 4 Weeks to Shred. I was sold because the name implied getting shredded, and so I went all in. And this program consisted of a 45-minute cardio session in the morning, a workout in the middle of the day that was about 45 minutes, and then an afternoon cardio session that was about 45 minutes. And with this program, I took all the supplements that were recommended, I followed the diet plan and counted my macros to the exact point where I was consuming 1,500 calories. By the 4th week, I averaged a total of 20,000 steps per day, and it was crazy, but I stayed committed to it. And when the 4 weeks were up, I've lost 10 pounds, going from 180 to 170, and as you can tell, I was still not shredded. I lost some belly fat, but I also lost a lot of muscle where I ended up looking like a twig, and I was ultimately disappointed with my results because I really thought that this time I was actually going to get shredded and have my six-pack visible for the first time in my life. And this leads to tip number 4, which is extreme calorie restriction, tons of cardio, and tons of supplements are not the answer if you want to lose fat the right way. After finishing the program, I was disappointed again because, like I said, I thought I was going to be shredded finally, but I was wrong. So I decided for the next couple of years that I would gain some weight back and stay in a maintenance phase and a tiny surplus phase to hopefully gain a little bit more muscle. So by the next time I went on a cut, that I would get the results that I'm hopefully wanting. So for the past 3 years, I've hovered around 190 pounds, and I've gotten into grad school and learned even more on health and nutrition and fitness, where this past February, I decided, you know what, it's finally time to go on a cut again. This time, however, I was going to take all that I've learned over the years from my coursework, books I've read, and studies I've read, and take a different approach. And this, my friends, is the approach of going slow, real slow. I started to track my macros again, and only reduce them by a little bit, where I started out at 3,000 calories a day and bumped them down to 2,700 calories a day, and then most recently bumped them down to 2,400 calories a day. So just small, tiny increment changes, and nothing like going down to 1,500 calories a day. And for working out, I've stuck to a bodybuilding style routine, which consists of going to the gym 6 days a week and spending only 45 minutes to a maximum an hour a day at the gym. And by taking this approach, I ended up losing around ½ a pound to a pound a week, where I did 0 forms of cardio other than making sure I was walking after every single meal and getting a total of about 8,000 to 10,000 steps in per day. So from February till right now, I've lost about a total of 23 pounds, going from about 195 or so to about 170. Now, I don't have a six-pack just yet, but as you can tell, my abs are more visible than they have ever been before, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. And this leads to tip number 5, which is the best way to lose fat and maintain your muscle mass is taking a slow approach, real slow approach. Now, this cut has been a really long and super slow process, but I can tell you it's been super easy to stick to and follow, where soon enough, you're going to learn more about how I really love food. And I can tell you for certain that I have been eating very well on this cut, and I do not go to bed hungry at all. So throughout my life, I've had a lot of ups and downs with my weight and striving towards the goal of getting a six-pack, where even though it's not fully in yet, I'm extremely happy with all the progress I've made and do not feel self-conscious about myself anymore. Now, I may have a little bit of fluff on me still, but so be it. What you look like on the outside doesn't define who you are. But just to know, you and I both have the power to make the change with how we look on the outside, where as long as you are getting 1% better every day, put a smile on your face, because life is too short to be sad or depressed. And that's all I got for you today, guys. So if you know someone who could benefit from seeing this video, please share it with them. And also, if you aren't subscribed yet to my channel, please do so, because I'm going to be posting more videos that you guys are going to love and can't wait to see. So thank you guys, and I'll see you all soon.